As you start listening, feel free to notice how things seem to begin to shift in subtle ways. Noticing how the words and the ideas, they start to align with your thoughts and feelings, like an opening flower. Sometimes understanding comes in small moments, and sometimes it comes all at once. It's as if the pieces of a puzzle, they're starting to fit together in new ways, and suddenly you're seeing connections where before there were none. And that, of course, is something extraordinary, isn't it? That your mind opens to new possibilities, like a door you've always known was there, but now you choose to walk through, because it's as if you've always known that everyone you meet carries a piece of the puzzle, and perhaps when you least expect it, you find yourself understanding a little bit more, one conversation at a time. Because the truth is, no one comes into your life by mere coincidence. Everyone has a role, even if just for a moment. In fact, trusting your instincts, it might bring you surprising new insights, new paths that were hidden, waiting for you to step forward. The unexpected holds so much potential, doesn't it? And you've always had the power to shift, to change your mind, to be as young as that moment when you decide to do so. Isn't it wonderful that the act of thinking for yourself is something that allows you to embrace growth, expansion, and new possibilities? You see, the moment you decide to think for yourself, you start to experience a different world, one where questioning authority is not just a choice, but a doorway to self-empowerment. Sometimes the answers are already inside you, just waiting for the space to emerge. It's like the moment you realise the chaos around you. It's not something to fear, but rather something to embrace. To truly inform yourself, you might find stepping into vulnerability and embracing the unknown creates a fertile ground for new insights. What if your reality is something you create, something you inform and are informed by? Imagine the world not as something fixed, but as a dynamic field of possibilities, where your awareness shapes and shifts with your experience. In this place, you become more than a passive observer, but an active participant, co-creating the reality that you inhabit. And with this intelligence comes the force that ignites creativity, deepens connection, and expands all of your experiences. Your intelligence, your ability to adapt, to learn, to evolve. It is in fact the ultimate aphrodisiac. It draws in new opportunities, new relationships, and new avenues for growth. You might even come to understand that love, it isn't something confined to fleeting emotions. It's a serene merging, an alignment of energy. In this place, love is free to grow and expand, moving beyond just emotions to something much deeper. It's a state of being, a continuous flow between you and others, between you and the world. And when you think of it that way, you start to realise, in a way, everything is interconnected. Every exchange, every interaction, every piece of information, all forms a grand shared experience. Imagine then how you respond to people. Every moment is an opportunity to shift how you relate to the world around you. It's in your responses that the greatest shifts happen, because when you change how you respond, you naturally begin to transform how others respond to you. In fact, courage becomes the key. It's the courage to step into creativity, to express freely, to let go of old structures and embrace new ones. It's in these moments of courageous actions that the ego can be relinquished, allowing you to access new levels of freedom and possibility. And when you truly know yourself, you realise the greatest journey is the quest for knowledge. Not just knowledge of the world around you, but of yourself. It's a journey that never ends. And the more you learn, the more you realise there's always more to discover. And in doing so, you might find yourself shedding old skins, old ways of thinking, like you're peeling back layers that no longer serve you. Maybe at times it feels like the education system doesn't always nurture the deepest parts of who you are. But what if that was exactly what led you to the point of questioning, of seeking more? And what if in the very act of looking within became the key to everything else? The glory you find in yourself, and what you discover about the world, radiates outward. It becomes an expression, a beacon for others, one that guides them and lifts them too. And so, perhaps the next step isn't contemplation, but action. To act upon what you've discovered, to express, to create, to bring forth into the world the beauty and the insights you've found. This isn't just a step, but a constant unfolding, a continuous path of glorification and expression. It's in the natural outpouring of your own revelations. So as you go on, as you begin to reflect on all that you are, know every shift, every change, every belief you embrace carries within it the potential to transform everything around you. And that you become more open to these transformations, you begin to see you're never just an observer. You are a creator, a participant. And in the end, the reality you experience begins to reflect the growth, beauty, and the knowledge you bring into it. This journey continues, just as you do, constantly evolving, constantly discovering, always expanding into something more. And as you do, you'll notice there are so many people, so many moments, so many pieces of the puzzle still ahead of you. Every interaction, every shift, it all leads to something new, something you've yet to fully realize. Can you feel that? The quiet possibility that lies ahead. Every step is yours to take. The path unfolds with you. It's always leading you forward. You're creating, and you always have been. You simply have to notice how your mind and the world are always working together. And as you continue to listen, feel free to notice how the words they seem to begin to reach into places inside you, areas that may have been waiting for something to click, something to shift. And as you allow these thoughts to take root, you may find they start to grow naturally, just like the way seeds take root and blossom without needing to be forced. You can begin to understand the key to discovering something new is often hidden in the unexpected. It's as if every moment carries the potential for something new, something you may have anticipated, but it's precisely what you need in that moment. Imagine for a moment how the smallest unexpected conversation, the briefest encounter, could be the missing piece that you've been searching for. And yet, it's not about trying to force it. It's about being open, receptive, ready to let in the unfamiliar. It's like watching a door gently open in front of you, leading to a space full of possibilities. And isn't it fascinating how, when you trust your instincts, things seem to fall into place? It's as if you've always known that every person you meet has something to offer you. Something you might not realize right away, but it's there, woven into the interaction, just waiting for the right moment to surface. And all you need to do is be ready to receive it, without overthinking it, letting it unfold naturally. It's like a dance, where each step you take, each decision you make, it opens up new opportunities to learn, to discover, and to expand. You don't need to force things to happen. Instead, you learn how to trust the rhythm, trusting that each beat will guide you exactly where you need to go. And this, of course, is why thinking for yourself is so powerful. It's not about rebelling against something or rejecting everything you've learned. It's about stepping into your own truth, discovering the power that lies in your own thinking. By questioning what you've been told and exploring your own ideas, you can create a space where your unique insights can flourish. It's like uncovering hidden treasures within yourself, treasures that have always been there, just waiting for you to notice them. You see, when you allow yourself to question authority, to step outside the boundaries of conventional thinking, it's like breaking free from invisible chains, allowing you to truly see the world for what it is, and for what it could be. Every question you ask creates an opening for something new to come through. Shift in perspective that brings you closer to understanding yourself and the world around you. Now think about this. When you begin to shift your perception, you step into a reality that's yours to shape. Imagine for a moment how it would feel to be the creator of your own reality, to have the ability to inform your world with the power of your thoughts, your actions, and your beliefs. What if everything you experience is a reflection of what you choose to create? The very idea that you can shape your reality by changing how you perceive it is incredibly empowering, isn't it? It's almost like realizing that the world It's not something fixed, something rigid, but a fluid space where you, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, they shape the landscape. The moment you recognize that you're the architect of your own experience, you unlock an incredible potential within you. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to recognize patterns in the chaos, understanding that your responses, your choices, your perceptions, they all have the power to create something new, something meaningful. And when you align with your own intelligence, you realize something extraordinary. Your intelligence is not just for solving problems, but for creating new possibilities. It's an endless well of creativity, insight, and connection that can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Your mind, like an open field, is waiting for new seeds to be planted, seeds that will blossom into ideas, relationships and experiences to match the level of your thinking. The more you nurture your intelligence, the more it returns to you in ways you might not expect, unfolding like a beautiful surprise. Love, too, becomes a part of this transformation. Imagine love not just as an emotion, but as a state of being, a quiet merging of energies, a connection that transcends fleeting feelings and moves into a more profound space. It's as if love is the essence of your being, flowing naturally and effortlessly, when you're aligned with your true self. It becomes not something you need to search for, but something that arises naturally as you connect with the world around you, and as you connect with yourself in a deeper, more conscious way. And when you realize that your own responses shape how the world responds to you, something magical happens. You begin to see every moment as an opportunity to create change, to shift how others see you by shifting how you see them. The way you respond becomes a mirror for others. And as you change, so do they. Your world becomes more open, more fluid, more responsive to the shifts that you make internally. It's like when you choose courage over fear. Courage, the very act of stepping into the unknown with confidence and trust. It unlocks new realms of creativity and possibility. In these moments of courage, you discover new strengths, new aspects of yourself that were waiting to emerge. Courage becomes the key that unlocks your highest potential, dissolving the barriers of doubt and fear that have kept you from stepping into your true power. Now imagine this. You're not just living in the world. You're a constant explorer, ever growing, ever learning, ever expanding. Each new idea, each new insight is a piece of the puzzle of your life. And the more you embrace this journey, the more you realize there's always more to discover. The quest for knowledge is not a task, but a joy, a continual adventure of self-discovery. And every piece you uncover, no matter how small, brings you closer to the realization of your true self. And as you learn, you start to realize you can shed the old, worn-out patterns that no longer serve you. You don't need to cling to what's familiar if it doesn't help you grow. Instead, you can let go, release and embrace the new, like a tree shedding its leaves. You step into each new season of your life with ease and grace, knowing that transformation is a natural part of growth. Every new realization, every new discovery becomes an opportunity for expansion. You begin to recognize it's not just about thinking and understanding. It's about expressing what you've learned. It's about sharing your insights, your creativity, your growth with the world. And the more you express, the more it expands. Just like the way light expands and fills a room. You see, your life is a continuous unfolding, a journey that leads you to new horizons with each new passing moment. And the more you align with your true self, the more you see that every step you take is a step towards greater clarity, greater creativity, and greater connection with the world. This journey, this dance, is yours to shape. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, creates the reality you live in. And as you move forward, you begin to realize the only limits that exist are the ones you create. So go ahead, embrace the power within you. Allow the world to unfold in ways you never thought possible. Every moment, every interaction, every thought becomes an opportunity to transform. And with each new step you take, you'll find you're more capable, more confident, more expansive than you ever imagined.